Some people are destined for greatness from the beginning. They're born with such natural skill, strength, and agility that their movements appear effortless, and their ability to dominate in sports and athletics is second nature. This video isn't for them. Hey, I'm Shane from Matrix, where we believe that everyone has some athletic ability, and we want to help you find yours. So if you're not looking for a multi-million-dollar contract, and just want to be able to go out and throw a ball around with friends and family without falling over, getting hit in the face, or otherwise embarrassing yourself, we've got you covered. In this video, we'll start with the basics, catching a ball. To do this, the first thing you need is a ball, and we're going to create a very special one. So grab a Sharpie and a tennis ball, and we'll get started. To make a letter ball, start with writing big letters on the ball because it'll be easier to see if this is your first time trying it. And I always start by rotating through the ball by writing the vowels first. Once they're all written, you can then go back and fill in what spaces are left on the ball with other letters of the alphabet. And now you've got your letter ball. Now that you've got your letter ball, there's one more thing we have to do before you can begin learning how to catch, and that's to warm up your eyes. Because any good brain-based trainer knows you can't catch a ball if you don't see it coming. For catching, the eye skill that needs to be warmed up is called convergence. Because as the ball is coming towards you, your eyes have to converge on the target to be able to see it well. And to warm this up, we're going to be using our letter ball. To do this exercise, simply hold the letter ball out at arm's distance, right about nose height. Pick one of the letters on the ball to focus on, and then start to bring it in towards your face until the letter starts to go blurry. Once it goes blurry, freeze, try to refocus. If you can get a little closer, great. If not, slide the ball away, continuing to be focused on the letter. You're going to do this for 5 to 10 repetitions, and what you might notice is that over time, you're able to continually get a little bit closer to your face while the letter on the ball is still clear. Once you've done your repetitions, your eyes will be all nice and warm, and you'll be ready to catch. When catching, the most important thing to do is to get your hands on the ball. So we're going to start not by trying to catch the ball, but simply by batting the ball back to the person who threw it at us. This is going to allow you to not only start to get your hands on the ball, but to also feel safe and secure in the fact that you know that you're not going to get hit by the ball and that you can protect yourself. So to do this, we're going to start with 2 hands first. We're going to bring the hands together so that there's a little gap between the fingers that you'll be able to look through and see the ball coming. Little secret as to why we have the letter ball. Now, once you put your hands together that way, have somebody toss the ball to you, and you can bat it back to them using 2 hands. Once you're comfortable with that and know that you can safely make contact with the ball and not have the ball hit you, you can switch to doing this with just 1 hand. Doing it with just 1 hand, I recommend a big open palm with spread fingers, and to start with your dominant hand. So if somebody throws you the ball, you'll just bat that ball back toward them. And then once you're confident with doing it with your dominant hand, you'll go ahead and switch to your non-dominant hand. Now that you're able to get your hands on the ball, the next step is learning how to close your hands over the ball. When you begin trying to close your hands over the ball, you're going to want to start by going back to 2 hands. And remember, you're going to be keeping that gap between the hands so you can see the ball coming. This becomes really important because we now want to make use of the letter ball. You want to watch the ball all the way into your hands as best as you can, calling out the last letter that you see on the ball as you're closing your hands over top of it. K, N, L. Now realize every ball that gets tossed to you is not going to be up above your chest. Sometimes the ball is going to come lower. When that happens, there's a whole other grip to have. So rather than having that gap between the hands, you're going to turn your hands over, bringing the pinky fingers together to create a basket for catching. A, U, H. At first, you're going to miss more balls than you catch. But when you keep practicing, you'll get better and better at closing your hands over the ball. Once you've got more than 50% of the balls actually being caught, you might now consider switching to using just 1 hand instead of 2. And the process stays the same. You're going to try to be reading the letter as it comes in, saying the letter right as it's hitting your hand. A. U. U. Once you've done that with both your dominant and non-dominant hand, there's one more skill that remains for you to work on, and that's being able to move in space while still catching the ball. To be able to move well to catch a ball that's not thrown directly to you, there's one more thing that you're going to want to learn, and that's athletic ready position. You'll probably have seen this before in a number of different sports, including a shortstop in baseball or a tennis player getting ready to return a serve. It looks something like this. Stepping a little bit wider than your shoulders, toes are turned in, knees are bent, hips are back, and the chest is lifted. This puts you in a great position to be able to move from side to side to catch a ball. Now, when using this, don't forget, we want to move so that the ball gets lined up with the center of the chest, so it's the same catch we made when standing still previously. And don't forget to keep your eye on the ball, calling out that letter. H. K. Now the last piece is this still sets you up very nicely to be able to catch any ball that's too low, because you'll be able to turn your hands over like we learned, and your knees are already bent to reach down there. A. U. And that's it. You've now learned all the basic skills you need to be proficient at catching. Hopefully you're feeling more confident in your catching ability and ready to get out there and have some fun. And if it turns out that your inner athlete is itching for more, use the link below to get in touch, and we'll see what else you can do. And who knows, you might even pick up a sport regularly like so many of our other clients have. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe so you can catch all of our latest content.